In this video, I'm going to list a few useful tips on how to survive Wizzair on a 4 or 5 hour long flight. In my case, I'm flying from Budapest to Abu Dhabi with an A321neo. The first very important thing what comes into our mind when flying 5 hours on a low-cost airline is the seat. Where to sit? Is it worth buying the emergency exit or no? Should you just move to another seat, or is it possible to change? I think we have these questions every time in our mind. But I have a great advice for you. So, Wizzair on a 5 hour long flight always leave the last rows for the crew to rest. But the fun fact is that Wizzair is actually selling these seats during booking for money. But in the end, before the flight at the gate, they always resit the passengers who were booked to row number 40 and they get a better seat. So let's just say you are sitting in 36B. When you board the aircraft, just sit in the last row in row 40, and on my flight, the crew came to me and said, "Hey, sorry, we know you probably bought your seat here in the last row, but we would like to ask you to leave this seat empty for the crew to rest. But no problem, come with me and we're gonna find a new seat for you, okay? What seat you want?" And I was telling them, it would be nice to have a window seat or an eye seat maybe. And they said, "No problem, we're gonna find a window seat for you." And this is how I got a free window seat on a 5 hours Wizzair flight. And my original seat was 37B, I think. Wearing a mask was still mandatory on board this flight to Abu Dhabi, but no problem if you had no mask with you. The crew were handing out masks for free, and this is a very nice gesture from Wizzair, I think. As you can see, I'm already sitting in my newly allocated row. The crew found row 26 for me to sit down, and you know what? It was a completely empty row. So at this point I was very happy that, oh my god, I'm going to have a full row to lay down during the 5 hours.
Ha csökkenne a kabinnyomás, az oxigénmaszkok automatikusan kiesnek. Várőrész, oldali röszmás towards you.
My handbag is under the seat in front of me, my seatbelt is on, and we're just listening to the safety instructions, and then we are ready to go to Abu Dhabi. Okay, now let's check out what entertainment does Wizzair offer for us during this long flight. I promise it's not going to be long. So we have this Wizzair magazine here, and actually, yep, it's just the basic Wizzair magazine, but it's new. This time it's a new printing for months of September, I think. In every Wizzair review, I'm showing you this impressive route network map for Wizzair, how fast they are developing. They're going to start flights to Saudi Arabia in 2023, February, to Riyadh, to Jeddah, and to Daman. Like, wow. And here we have the waist bag, which is also a new version. I mean, it's not the completely white waist bag anymore. And we have this safety card here, of course, for the A321neo aircraft. And now we only have 4 hours and 48 minutes left. Yay! As you can see, I'm already sitting in row 26, what a super nice Wizzair crew gave me, so I can lay down. Okay, so I always bring a smaller airline blanket with me when flying on a longer low-cost flight, because I know here they would never give passengers a blanket. Another useful tip is to bring an iPad or laptop with you to watch films and videos, because otherwise it's gonna be very boring when it gets dark outside and you will have no views to enjoy at all. You can also bring some small pillows with you. I usually bring some nice small pillows from airlines like Air France or Swiss when flying long haul, and then I can use them here, and they also fit in my backpack. I also recommend you to stand up after every 2 hours at least to refresh your legs and body, otherwise you may feel uncomfortable standing up after 5 hours of straight sitting. And don't forget, never be embarrassed to ask your seat neighbor to stand up and move so you can go to the toilet. Wake them up, but never be shy if you have a window seat and want to go out to the toilet. After getting off the plane, they never gonna see you again, so why would they be angry if you ask them just to go to the corridor? Another useful tip is to bring a duty-free bag with you, because it's always free. They will never charge you if you have an extra duty-free bag with you, so you can put your food in it, what you know you're gonna eat during the flight. I always do this, so they don't occupy space in my backpack. I always put the blanket, my food, my pillow in the duty-free bag under my seat, so I brought them up free on the plane, and then I can just, when I ate all the food and the drink, I can put back the duty-free bag to my backpack, and that's it, it's always free.
Hamarosan végighalad a kabinon, hogy összegyűjtsük esetlegesen felvillanott hulladékokat. A mosdók még további 10 percig lesznek használhatóak, azután megkérjük majd önöket, hogy térjenek vissza ülőhelyekre és csatolják be biztonságjöveinket. Köszönjük a figyelmet!
I always really enjoy landing in the Middle East during the night time, because it's just so mind-blowing when you look down and you see everything is built up on sand, and it's so mind-blowing to see these highways, these perfectly organized streets. I just love it.
Gentlemen, welcome to Abu Dhabi, where the local time is 20 minutes past 9.
Következő estét kívánom, jó éjszakát, viszontlátásra!
And that's it, I made it to Abu Dhabi and everyone else survived it. I can't believe I paid 40 euros for this flight, and Wizzair brought me here to a completely different culture if we compare it to Europe. And of course, I wasn't a profitable passenger for Wizzair today, but I'm a budget traveler, I'm a backpacker. I'm going to use these low fares, even if I'm not a profitable passenger for Wizzair now, because I already traveled with a backpack. I did not buy a seat, I did not buy Wizzair Priority, I did not buy any extra service, but Wizzair brought me here for 40 euros to Abu Dhabi, that's it. And actually it was a really like a flight everyone could survive, so 5 hours is not very serious on a Wizzair A321neo. And I know, of course, it maybe would have been horrible if I have a middle seat. It would have been much worse if the flight is full. But as you can see, there are tricks if you are smart enough what you can use on a low-cost flight, such as the seat trick I showed you in the beginning of this video. To make a transfer at Abu Dhabi International Airport, it's very easy. You just walk straight to the transfer zone and you made it to your connecting flight. Now I'm actually walking outside to Abu Dhabi, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found these small tips useful on how to survive Wizzair on a 5 hours long flight, and see you soon in another video. Bye bye. I also really appreciate if you subscribe and leave a like on this video. Thank you very much.